Okay, so I'm back reviewed a film called The Last Horror Movie. This is the last horror film, or also called Fanatic. This is a Troma film that is a 1982, depending on when you read, it's like 82, 83, depending on what version you're seeing. And it actually was filmed at the Cannes Film Festival. Well, bits and pieces of it were. So you have a cab driver who's also an aspiring filmmaker who is obsessed with a woman that he then travels to Cannes to convince her to be in his horror film. This is a horror comedy. Now, what makes this film actually worth watching is one, it was kind of illegally filmed at Cannes. Two, this is so 80s. When you see the way the Janet Bates character is dressed, and you're like, that looks ridiculous. You know, hair like one giant streak of one color, really bizarre, outlandish makeup, crazy looking clothes. Then you go, that's the 80s. That's totally the 80s, and it's a really interesting take on a film that effectively is guys obsessed with having a horror actress in this horror film, trying to film a horror film with her, kind of without her knowing, and at the same time being shot on location during the Cannes Film Festival, where they sneak in little things here and there that you would never find at the Cannes Film Festival. It's different. It definitely falls more under the comedy than the horror side. You would think if they made like the last horror film, it would have a lot more, and being Troma, there'd be a lot more over the top. This is Troma, this is 80s, it should be just schlocky. But it's not. It tries to be almost a little bit more cerebral. I mean, like Troma cerebral. Definitely worth a watch. If anything, just because it's a really good period piece, and seeing them film at Cannes without trying to pay any money to film at Cannes is so Troma. So from that aspect, it's definitely worth a watch. You of course can find this on Amazon Prime. Just bear in mind, it is severely 80s, and it's Troma, so it's going to be crude. It's not going to be one of the most amazing films you've ever seen, but it's a very interesting film. It's definitely worth a watch. It does have a lot of cult status to it. I can see why. I can see people who watch this film undeniably loving it, and other people kind of going, yeah, there's something here in it that's good, that's worth watching. And of course the fact that the film that they're talking about, that the woman's in, it's called Scream. Way, way before Wes Craven did Scream. And you see bits and pieces of this film that actually parallel kind of like Scream 2.